Hello, welcome to today's Trading Diaries episode. We're actually filming from a different setup. I've moved to my vanity just to get away from my desk. I've been studying trading and yeah, we've had a pretty productive evening, I'm not gonna lie. I know where to start. Thank you so much for 1,000 subscribers. I'm literally so grateful. I did not realize that I was going to be able to grow that we were going to be able to grow that quickly. It's absolutely, yeah, it's crazy. And I'm so grateful, honestly. Like, I'm so grateful. Like, I ran around my house, told everyone when I hit the number. Because, I don't know, I feel like that's just a really big milestone for me. I'd started a YouTube channel back when I was like 12 years old. And I only got to 600 subscribers. So to be able, and then I gave up on that, like, I don't know, when I got like a little bit into high school, I was too scared that people were going to find it. But yeah, to hit 1,000 is definitely a milestone for me. So thank you so much. Where do I even start today? I feel like there's a few things that I want to talk about. I want to talk about Trades by Sky has obviously posted a new video. Obviously, I trade ICC, if you don't already know. I trade ICC. I learned it from Trades by Sky. I have a playlist in usually every single description. If not, it's a playlist on my channel with all the videos that I've learned how to trade off of, which are mainly Trades by Sky's videos. And I trade Trades by Sky's strategy. So I have a lot of ICC views on here, so I just want to address that yes, Trades by Sky did take a loss, and I did watch the videos where he's posted a few videos and a few voice notes in the Telegram group chat about it, so I just wanted to kind of debrief those and then also tell you guys a little bit more of what I've been doing to help me level up in trading. I've kind of gone back to baby trading to kind of level up. So I feel like there's a lot of things that I could know that I don't know. No, that's the wrong wording, because there's a trillion things that I could learn about trading. Like I could learn order flow, what's it called? Is that no bookmarks, book maps? I cannot remember. But all that order flow, like chaos. I don't mean that in a mean way. To me, it just looks like chaos because I prefer simplicity when I trade. Some people like the order books, the charts with the order things. And like all the other stuff. To me, I don't understand it at this stage. Who knows? Like, no, I won't be doing order flow in a long time. Like I won't be doing order flow in a year's time. I'm gonna stick with ICC, but I mean every single strategy works. But what do I say that to say? I swear I said that to say something. Oh, yeah. So basically, I trade market structure and price action. So instead of trying to be a master of a trillion different things, I'm trying to be a master at price action and market structure and everything that is about market structure. So obviously, we all probably know by now that the market is moved by buyers and sellers. Some people don't believe that's true. Some people believe it's controlled by an algorithm, but at the end of the day, I'm sure the algorithm is backed by buy and sell orders. Otherwise, it would probably just move in one direction and it would look a lot smoother than it does. I would only assume, but again, I'm not a market maker. I don't know the back end of the market. All I know is that it's, if you take it back down to basics, it's just buyers and sellers, and there's support and resistance levels. Now, I said in the last video that I wanted to do supply and demand when I was having like strategy doubts and stuff like that. I think maybe the video before that actually, but I was basically having strategy doubts and I wanted to do the supply and demand strategy. I never ended up pursuing it because I instead went and I backtested my strategy and I started thinking about the bigger picture of my strategy, and I was like, no, like I want to stick with it. I don't want to like be trading two strategies at once. Like I just want to do the one strategy. I want to make it work, and it's working. Like there's no need for me to change it. But supply and demand, to me at this stage, it doesn't work. To me, it just looks like order blocks when you're trading ICT, which is confusing because I think order blocks was probably the most confusing thing to me when I was learning ICT back in the day, because I did do TJR's bootcamp. And look, I got through that bootcamp in less than a week. Like I got through that so quickly. There was a lot of not trading stuff in there, like a lot of just more entertainment, I would say. So if you're just looking for like a light refresher and you trade ICT, that's where I'd recommend TJR's bootcamp to learn. originally, like, yes, it's good, but I don't know, there's a lot of messing around going on, which is totally fine. But what where is my brain at right now? Like, I feel like, okay, wait, I'm talking about market structure and price action. So I've tried, oh, sorry, I can't speak right now. I'm kind of taking it back to basics right now. So I'm revising myself, because I have done this in the past. Like, I have studied these things in the past, but I'm kind of I just had like a moment where I just remembered at the start of this year I was looking into Kelly OG. You guys would have seen that I did a study session on her new like WAM method, which is just a way of understanding the way the market moves. It's not like a strategy or anything. I had a few people like comment on those videos, be like, don't change your strategy, like just stick to one strategy. It's not a strategy, it's just a way of understanding the market. I would strongly recommend that you guys watch or read it. It's like a PowerPoint, but I did my own interpretation of it, like not interpretation, but I just basically did my own summary of it. If you guys are interested, it's in my trading study session playlist. But yeah, I actually studied a little bit of her content at the start of this year, and I think I had let that go to continue pursuing business, because I, again, didn't think I had enough money to do trading. But yeah, damn, I just remembered about that. But what is going on with my head right now? There's like a noise outside, it's distracting me. So yeah, we're breaking it back down to basics, doing market structure and price action and studying that. And yeah, back when I was studying Kelly OG's content, she did a lot of chart patterns, so I did like research a little bit into chart patterns, and I was researching a little bit more on candlesticks. It was like more the very basic generic stuff. I was also getting caught up with, the fake gurus, the gurus who don't actually trade. That I feel like that's one of the hardest things as a beginner trader, is to kind of avoid those. Like, I was getting absorbed by them. Like, I was watching the Warrior. I was interested in the Warrior Traders Academy. Who's that? Ross Cameron, Craig Pakoko, I think his name is. He's a crypto trader. Like, all these like fake gurus, basically, I was like indulged in. But anyway, yeah, I had done some research on chart patterns then, and candlestick patterns and all of that stuff. And then once I found ICC, I stuck with that, and I actually just learnt the strategy, and I didn't take it too deep. I didn't take it too far. But now I understand the strategy really well. I want to understand, like, when I look at the charts, I want to know exactly what's going on, because again, like I said before, it's like a battle between buyers and sellers. So we've got support and resistance level. These are like more like just like the price action that I think of. So like when I'm looking at everything, when it comes to like chart patterns, trend lines, candlesticks, I'm looking for like who has more power. So this is just like my interpretation of the chart. So I'm just basically saying this so you guys have an understanding, because I'm about to tell you guys basically that I'm studying chart patterns and candlesticks, taking it back to basics. But I'm kind of prefacing it with this information so that you guys can understand, because I don't want you guys to think that, oh, okay, so she's studying chart patterns, so she's gonna just, start taking a sell off of a retracement off of a what's it called, a symmetrical triangle or something, a pennant flag. Like, she's going to take, no, we're not doing that. But what I'm trying to say is, obviously price action and market structure is based off of like buyers and sellers, support and resistance, higher highs and higher lows, like trends and all of that kind of stuff. And I can't even think right now. But basically, when I'm looking at these chart patterns and when I'm studying these chart patterns, I'm coming into with it with a new perspective. Obviously, I know like kind of generically like a little bit about them because of that time where I did study, but right now when I'm studying it now, it's really opening my eyes, because I'm looking at it from a perspective of, okay, the chart patterns are like support and resistance and higher lows or lower highs. So like say with I think it's called a pennant flag. Again, I'm not 100% sure, I'm still in the process of refreshing my brain on it, but like, when you've got like the little flag where it's like that, where price is making equal highs and it's making higher lows, and it's kind of building that momentum up to break those highs. And when it breaks those highs, kind of get what I'm saying. So it's like there's a level of resistance, and then there's a level of kind of a build up of momentum and the buyers are continuously getting stronger. I'm more looking at it from that perspective and trying to deeply understand that, so that when I do mark up patterns on the charts, it makes more sense to me. So if you go into my weekly analysis that I just did this coming week, I identified, I don't know if I said it in that video, it would have been one of the morning analysis, maybe the trade recaps, or on one of the videos, I know I mentioned it, there was a symmetrical triangle where price was making lower highs and higher lows. So it was kind of like forming like, I don't know if I'm making that super clear, but it was making like a triangle where that was basically like, okay, it's going to end at one point, and then it's broken out to the downside. I'm just going to go on my phone because I'm using my laptop to film, to show you guys, well, to just check on the trade really. I haven't taken a trade, but I've marked up my setup, which I showed you guys this morning. I'm not sure if price moved at all, but yeah, that's basically what I'm doing at the moment. Yeah, price hasn't moved. Oh, it hasn't moved, but it has broken past the level, so that's kind of cool. But yeah, I feel like I'm really, really yapping. I feel like I might be confusing you guys a little bit with this episode, because it's like I've been like studying. Like, here's my little notebook. Like, there's a lot of studying on here. Like, these pages, they look kind of half empty, but I promise you I've been studying, and I've been really trying to understand it from like a support and resistance, who's got the control, who's got the power, like the battle between buyers and sellers. I've been really trying to come at everything with that perspective, so I can understand it in relation to my strategy when I'm doing the analysis. And hopefully you'll see my morning analysis and my trade recaps start to improve a little bit more, because yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking at the moment. I also am studying Trades by Sky's videos. What else? Studying a bit of psychology, the politics, the the fundamentals. I'm also looking into at the moment. Obviously, I do that every single day. I'm not gonna lie. I have like specific podcasts that I listen to kind of catch myself up on what the hell is going on the earth that's affecting the market. Because there's so much that's going on. Like, I honestly can't get all that information all at once without overwhelming myself. So the podcasts are definitely helping a lot. But yeah, let's talk about what Trades by Sky has been saying, because obviously he's who I'm learning off of. I always refer to him as my mentor because he is literally who I'm taking everything up, like all the information from, as like a primary resource, if that makes sense. Like, he's the first person that I go to learn things, because I'm trading his strategy, and he has a great market experience, great psychology. Like, he's honestly a really good trader. He did take a, what was that, 4.6 or a $4.6 million loss or something like that. Let me get the correct number because I don't want to be saying anything wrong. He took, yes, a $4.6 million loss when he was up 8.6 million. So he was up what, like 2R? No, that's wrong. He was up a little under 2R. But yeah, he took this loss and he basically came at it. He was basically talking about the loss and talking about the psychological side of things and why he didn't take his position out earlier, because a lot of people, when they see 8.6 million, who's not going to take it out? Like, I know damn well if I was in that situation, I'm taking it out. Like, that money is coming home with me. But that's obviously because I'm not at that stage yet, especially like in capital. I'm just not quite there yet. But I'm just thinking of like my like $50 win that I thought was just so amazing. But yeah, he's basically saying at the moment that the market conditions just aren't suitable to really be trading, and that he might not trade in the coming weeks and might not look for any entries, simply because the markets aren't really moving too much. And like, I totally am in agreement. I'm not gonna lie to you, and I'm sure you guys have been able to notice with like the trades that I am taking and the lack of trades that I'm taking, like, there really isn't that much opportunity in alignment with the strategy, with the edge that I've developed. I always talk about my edge being like my psychology, but a lot of people will refer to their strategy as their edge in the market. So if you're referring to like the strategy edge in the market, it doesn't really work in this type of market conditions. I've noticed that from backtesting. Obviously, I haven't been live trading for that long. If you don't know, I've been live trading for 3 months. First month was unprofitable, second month was profitable. Had a bad psychological mistake though, and this month we are pretty much green. It's the 28th of October, so we've got until Friday. So we have a few more days. Oh, sorry, it's actually Monday, but it's 12:30 my time, so it's kind of ticked over into the Tuesday. But by the end of this week, if I haven't taken any trades, I should be green. Even if I do take a trade, I should be green. That's the beauty of risk management. But yeah, so the reason why I'm able to like confidently be like, okay, yeah, this strategy edge isn't gonna work in this market is because I've backtested so much data. And I know Sky doesn't say that backtesting is good. For me personally, it's helped. I agree with him to an extent. Like, yes, backtesting isn't good if you're like gonna be like, yeah, I'm gonna backtest and then I'm just gonna be profitable. I'm just gonna figure out a strategy and I'm gonna go backtest it for one day and I'm gonna do 8 hours of backtesting and then come on the markets and just be green. Obviously not. Like, obviously there's a process when it comes to like learning trading. Some people will just get it and be amazing at it, and like props to them, that's amazing. Wasn't quite it for me. Like, I did get it pretty quickly, but at the same time, when it comes to actually implementing it in the markets, it's not always the easiest thing to see. Like, I can draw my strategy up on a piece of paper, but sometimes when I'm looking at the charts, it's unclear. But yeah, so I use backtesting to practice my strategy, to practice identifying my strategy. And I'm not saying that like what's going to happen on backtesting is going to happen in the markets, but the markets change all the time. So even if you do learn how to trade on these market conditions, the market conditions are going to change in a few months, just like it would on backtesting. That's my argument, I guess, on that. But yeah, I will always preach backtesting because honestly, it's helped me so much. Like, that first unprofitable month that I had, I didn't backtest. Like, that I was in the process of still backtesting. I'm pretty sure that first month that I was unprofitable for. Like, I hadn't done enough. And then the second month came, and that's when I was like, yeah, I was backtesting like a lot. Like, every single morning I was backtesting. Like, I was like, you can go scroll back on my TikTok, you'll be able to see the backtesting recaps, and there's literally so many of them. Like, so many of them. I backtested over 2 years of data. I'm still going. I don't know if I'm ever going to stop. Like, it honestly, it sharpens up my skills so much. And just to know the expectations of your strategy, like, for that alone, like, I promise you, go and pay I use TradeZeller. I have a link to TradeZeller in the description, but you can use FX Replay. You don't have to use what I use, but I just strongly recommend, if you're new to trading and you are just developing and choosing a strategy, go and backtest it over a few months and get an idea of what that strategy is actually going to look like in the market. Like, you obviously have to learn it. You can't just watch one video and then go back test it because you actually don't understand the strategy. But understand the strategy to the best of your ability, back test it, and get an expectation. Because I would have gone into ICC trading and I would have gone into the live markets and forward tested it, and I would have been like, there are no entries. Like, what is wrong with this strategy? This strategy doesn't work. And I would have just hopped onto the next thing. But because I back tested, I understood from the data, like, okay, if I take only 4 trades in a month, if I take only 3 trades in a month, if I take only 5-6 trades in a month, I'm good. That is a comfortable number. Trading one instrument as well, trading only gold. And if you know gold, obviously some people, they get some crazy setups on gold, but I don't know, when it comes to the high time frame, it just seems like, from what I've seen, that it will only offer you so much. And if you try and get more, it will just stop you out. Like, you really got to wait. That's just what I've learned with my strategy. Again, everyone is different. Everyone's edge works in different markets, but yeah, from backtesting, it helped me so much to kind of be okay with not taking too many trades. Like, because there would be months where I would take, like, backtesting, where I would take like 15 trades and I'd be up a certain percentage. And then, like, I'm just going to put some examples. So say I took 15 trades that month, I was up 2.5%. Say I took 5 trades that month, I'm up 5%. I put more work into the month where I was taking numerous trades, like more like work. But then in the other month, I was technically really, in my viewpoint, putting in more work by preserving my capital and choosing not to take those silly and impulsive entries where I wasn't really understanding what was going on, and ended up saving myself from taking so many losses that I came out with a higher profit. Now, each trader probably would have made the same amount, but if you take, say you take two trades, say you take one trade in a week. Okay, you're like a quote unquote good trader, because everything's subjective. You're like a good trader, you take one trade a week and you make $500. And there's another trader who's taken one trade a day, and each trade they made $500, but then the next day they would lose $250. They still come out green, but they've only made $500, or they've only made say like $250, or like they've made under $500, but they've done more trades. But that's because they've taken more losses that have just chipped away at their green days. And not only that, it's also the psychology. But anyway, I'm just rambling at this point because it's just kind of the things that I've picked up on and the things that I've learned from studying profitable traders. And when I say studying, I mean like actually like taking notes down on why they think the way that they do and like why these things are important. Like you could hear a trader say take one trade a day and be like, why? Like why would I take one when I could just take 50 and like 10x my account? But once you actually study and read into the stories and listen to podcasts of people's stories and their biggest downfalls, you'll see the patterns and you'll be as passionate as I am on the subject. But yeah, this is just the stuff that I'm learning. Again, I never want to act like I'm like a guru and that I'm just a millionaire trader and you must listen to me. Like, no, I'm still a beginner. I'm still learning. I'm still going on my own journey. So I'm sure I'm going to have my own mess ups where I'm going to like make mistakes, and I'll share it with you guys. And just because I study profitable traders doesn't mean that I'm automatically going to be profitable. Like some things you just have to experience for yourself, like last month where I doubled down on a losing trade. Yeah, I definitely learned that lesson for myself because I took out pretty much the whole month's, no, I didn't take out because I was still green on the month, but I took out a very big portion of the month's profits being way too attached to a trade. Now, if I had just taken that one loss and just left it there and just been happy with it, even if price was moving back into my direction, then I would have been much better. But again, that was a loss that I had to make on my own. But yeah, I've been rambling for way too long. I could ramble for a whole nother hour, but I don't want to bore you guys with me being like, what was I saying? Like for the next 20 minutes. So I'm gonna cut it short here. I definitely have more that I can ramble about, but maybe we'll leave that until tomorrow. But thank you guys again for 1,000 subscribers. That is literally such a milestone. That makes me so excited and just just compose myself. Even though it's such a small, because I think it's a great number, but I mean, compared to other channels, like obviously it's a bit smaller, but I'm gonna get excited about this. So just let me have it. But yeah, I will see you guys tomorrow. I've had a few requests to do some backtesting session videos, so I will be doing that. I don't want you guys to think that I'm ignoring you or just saying that I'm gonna do it. Like I'm actually gonna do it. I'm just trying to wait on a time where I can just be present on the charts and backtest. Because usually I'll backtest for maybe 20 minutes and then I'll go off and I'll go do something and then I'll come back and I'll finish the backtesting session. And yeah, I would prefer to be able to sit down and just backtest the whole month with you guys. But yeah, I hope you guys have a great trading day. Good luck on your trading week. Happy Monday, and I'll see you guys later today for my trade recap. Bye.